I define confidence actually differently than a lot of people. I don't know what your definition is. And I usually ask that, that'd be a good question to ask yourself. What is that? Because it's such a big word, right? It's like, oh, just get more confidence. It's like, well, what does that mean? Like, if I knew how to do that, I would do that. But for me, confidence means experience. Usually where we lack confidence, we have a lack of exposure or experience in. And so that is what's so beautiful about, the process that I bring people to, or even just the retreat, when you do something hands-on that's different than what you normally do. It creates that confidence. It's just like a job, like when you first start out in a new job, you don't have confidence because you don't know it yet. But then after a while, as you have practice and you immerse yourself in it, that's when your confidence starts growing and then you can do your job really easily. So no different here. What I really want to focus on today is teaching you guys how to create a sexy feminine image. And it doesn't matter if you're single, you're married, you have a partner. This should be something you always should have. I truly believe that. And sometimes that gets lost even in a relationship, right? We kind of get lazy. We even when we're parents, and certainly that's my story. So a lot of emphasis is going to be on creating that confident, sexy, feminine image. So here I am. You can see me skipping in my little purple dress. And for those of you who may know me and those of you who don't, if you guys knew me about, I'd say 15 years ago, you would see a very different girl. I'll say that. I was not this, happy-go-lucky girl skipping through life. So my story is I was kind of this, I led a Leave It to Beaver life. I always say that. I'm from Chicago originally, and I had a husband, and I had the picket fence and a couple kids and a dog, and I practiced as a therapist, and things were going as planned, so I thought. Until one day we picked up and we moved here to La La Land, LA, and we did what all the other people here did, and that is get a divorce. I'm joking. Obviously, there were other issues going on, right, in this little fairy tale that I'm portraying. But that is seriously when the record stopped, right? There's usually that time in your life where you have some choices to make. And certainly that was probably the lowest part of my life. Besides not being able to get out of bed and kind of seeing any other way but the bed, I didn't like what I looked like in the mirror, and one day I got up and I looked in that mirror and I was over it. I was sick of not looking and feeling happy. And not to mention, I went through what, I don't know if some of you can relate, the divorce diet, I call it. I was so stressed out, I couldn't eat. But then I started, developing a healthy lifestyle, and my clothes didn't fit. And I looked in my closet, and all I saw were oversized, black, dismal clothes, maybe a splash of beige, much like your story, Amber. Then we have my Birkenstocks to sport the look. And then, not to mention what did I have? Oh, I had the nursing bras. Yeah, it was the bad mom outfit, okay? And I really did look like that. And it was seriously like I had the coffee stand. I mean, I was this mom. I was a frazzled mom. And so here's what happened. I went shopping. And I go to this department store, and the woman who's a personal shopper brings me this red dress. Now, mind you, I had pulled a bunch of, lo and behold, other black clothes into the dressing room because, again, it was like kind of my dark period. For those of you who are artists out there, Picasso, how Picasso paints all the different periods of his life. It was definitely my black period, okay? And so she brings me this red dress, and I said, "That's so sweet of you, but that's so not my color. And oh, by the way, that is way too small for me," because it looked like it was three sizes too small. And she said, "Honey, that is your size and that is your color." And I kind of crinkled my nose and begrudgingly slipped it on. And I put on my new costume and I twirled around and I looked in the mirror again. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe the woman in front of me. I didn't recognize her. I didn't know her yet. that woman was right. Like this was the new me.